Hello, hello. I forgot to do my starting soon. Hey ho. Right, I'm here. It's catalogue launch day. Oh, I'm so excited. I hope you're all excited as well. I've got my cup of coffee ready to go. It's even sunny here today. Woohoo. So, certainly in Europe, the catalogue went live earlier than we had thought. Hello, Pam. I was under the impression that the catalogue in Europe wasn't going to go live until 2 o'clock in the morning UK time. And then I saw a customer order come in at about 5 past midnight. So anyone who has ordered product shares, I've ordered them already. Because I decided I was going to stay up until I'd done the ordering. So, woo! All ordered. How are you, Pam? Hope you are well. I've got a fun project to share today, which I have to say I have borrowed, in the nicest sense of that, from someone called Jen Meccano, who is in the States somewhere. Morning, Claire. I say the States, North America somewhere, because she does Paper Pumpkin, and she's called Card Mum. But I saw her project on Pinterest, and I couldn't help but replicate it. I've made a few changes, but not much. It is basically her idea. But yeah, on Pinterest. Love Pinterest. So yes, I have got a couple of bits I just need to finish off on the sample card. But yes, a bright day today. Good. Glad it's a bright day with you as well. So yes, I suddenly realised I prepped some of this last night. And then forgot what I prepped. Hello, Karen from Victoria. It's going to be exciting. Well, I think it's exciting. Actually, I don't think I need those bits. I was going to put those on, but I'm not going. In fact, I'm not going to bother with the bits I was going to put on at all. Having lost one of my dies and then realised it was on the back of a magnet. So I had that little panic, and now I've decided I'm not going to use it. So that's fine. So, Karen, you're coming to the end of catalogue launch day. So I hope it's been an exciting day for you. It's been exciting here already, as I say. I've already had some customer order. And I have placed quite a large order, which I have to have split over 3 orders, because I'm always a little bit... I'd rather all the paper was in one box so that it didn't get knocked about by punches and things, just in case. So, yes. So, who is excited for my project? Well, as I say, Karen's project. Not Karen's, Jen's project. Shall we flip down and see? Hello, Margaret. You were the person whose order I saw go through just after midnight last night, or this morning. Faster than a speeding bullet. Theoretically, the catalogue wasn't supposed to go live until 2 o'clock in the UK. But it was early, so thanks to you, I managed to place the orders that I needed to place at about, well, before 1 o'clock in the morning. So that was good. So, morning, other Karen. Right, I am going to flip the camera down, and we can get started. Just wait for everything to catch up. It takes a little while for things to catch up. I mean, you will only see it in real time. Morning, B. So, let me just get some of these bits out of the way so I don't give the game away completely. So let me cover up my card. Need that. So, I am using stuff from the annual catalogue as well. That light's a bit bright. Let's move that a bit. Let's see if... getting the tripod sorted out would be the perfect thing to do. So I am using some stuff from the annual catalogue, but most of it is from the sale-a-bration. Well, I say that most of it, the main feature is from sale-a-bration. So free stuff! If you're in the UK or Europe, then you get free items for either £45 or €60. And then there are some items that are what I will call level 2. Morning, Audrey. It's going to be the sheep. It's the sheep. Well, the title of the video kind of gave that away, didn't it? So yes, most things are free to select if they're £45 or €60 in your order. €1 is €1. It has to be in one order, and preferably with a brain. I was up quite early late last night, and because I told my husband to wake me early so I could put the order in early this morning, he did exactly what I asked him to do, and he woke me at 5:30, which was fine, apart from the fact I didn't actually get to sleep until gone 1. Just saying. So, a couple of things to be aware of with sale-a-bration. You've got the sheep. Excellent, Pam. So, what Stamping Up have said is that if anything goes out of stock in a region, so Europe is a region, North America is a region, South Pacific is a region, they will put things onto back order with the exception of 3 items. And those 3 items are Bedazzling. I'll come back and show you everything else in a moment. The sheep dies and the summer shadow dies. These items are not made by Stamping Up, basically, or not made in the US. So once they're gone, they're gone. So if you want any of those 3 items, I would suggest that you prioritize those. So if you're planning your orders for the next 2 months, I would suggest that you add these to your list first. So the Bedazzling is beautiful. Let me see if I can find it. All I would say is, and they do put this as a warning on the sale-a-bration brochure, if you use it on your dies a lot, it will dull the blade of the dies. So just bear that in mind. But it's gorgeous! And you can colour it by spritzing it with the spritzer and the re-inkers. I'm going to try that both with rubbing alcohol and with water and see which one is more effective. But I'm loving this. I wasn't sure about it, and then I saw it, and I'm loving it. So I have ordered quite a few of those. And my team will be getting some of them. Penguin Playmates is beautiful paper. I used that at the weekend on Simple Stamping Saturday. So you've got some stuff to look at on that. But some of the images you can use the punch. Morning, Leslie. You had better get your order in. Well, I seem to remember that there was someone who was thinking she might want to join. Just saying. So that's the paper, which again my team will be getting for. We've got a retreat coming up in September. And anyone who joins before, I can't remember what the deadline is for booking. But anyway, there is a deadline we haven't reached yet for booking, and people can, if they join now, they can come along to our retreat, which is virtual. It's on Zoom. So we've then got the Feels Like Home stamp set. Beautifully penned designer series paper is beautiful. You get 4 each of 3 designs. So you get lots to share with people. Peaceful Prints is gorgeous, very classic Christmas. The Sheep, which we're going to be using in a moment. Oh, I hadn't thought of that. That's a clever idea. Using the clouds as hillocks. Anyway, textures and frames. I've seen some really clever things with that already. Summer Shadows dies, which go with the shaded summer stamps that are in the annual catalogue. So if you want coordinating dies, now's the moment to get them. They are a £90 item. Ah, fair enough, Leslie. Fair enough. 6:10 a.m. and quite dark. Thank you, Barbara. So the sheep dies are with a £45 order. The sheep stamps are with a £45 order. These dies are with a £90 order. And the delicate dahlias are also with a £90 order. I think that's all, apart from if you've got a huge order, like £275 plus, you get the In Your Words host set free. So just bear that in mind. I'm going to be using that forever because it's got a great, sorry I sent this card late. Right, so here's the reveal. And this, as I say, is a lift, almost exclusively a straight lift from Jen Morgano in North America. And this is her card, and I think it's genius because I have changed it a little bit, but I think it's just genius. So it's using the Give It a Whirl. Hi, Steffi. It's using the Give It a Whirl die, the circular die for the Give It a Whirl, but with window sheet, and then some sheep stuck on it, which I think is just amazing. So I'm just going to show you how I made that. And I just realised I haven't got a white mat. Yes, I have one white mat. So I'm going to bring in a scrap of paper so that I don't ruin my nice clean grid paper. So I'm going to bring in nice dirty grid paper. I've cut this. This is some old Call Me Clover card that I had knocking about, and I've cut it with one of the basic border dies, and then I've got one of the blender brushes, and I label mine with a bit of ribbon to show which colour I'm using. I used Balmy Blue for this. I'm going to step it up and see what Pool Party does for us, which always used to be my go-to sky colour. In fact, which means I should really be using my... I thought I had an aqua brush. No, apparently I don't. I thought I did. I do! One aqua brush. An aqua brush. So this is for Coastal Cabana, Mint Macaron, Pool Party, Bermuda Bay, those sorts of things. The black sheep was my idea, but everything else about it was Jen's. It's brilliant. So yeah, I don't know exactly where she lives other than it's North America because she does Paper Pumpkin, and the rest of us don't. She doesn't say where she is in the States, which means I can't say she's in New Hampshire or wherever, and that's assuming she's in the States. So this is quite a lot greener as sky goes. It's fine, not a problem. In fact, I'm going to move that across a bit because I always think the key with using a mask like this is to move it so you're not using exactly the same bit every time. But I love that we've got this. If you haven't got the basic borders dies, you can just cut a cloud mask, just with a pair of scissors. I mean, there's an argument to say that these are a bit close together. It's not an argument I would adhere to, but there is that argument. So this is a slightly greener, as I say, slightly greener sky. It's that sky you get just before a thunderstorm. So actually, for the moment, the weather we've got at the moment in the UK, which can't make its mind up, it's about right. And I'm coming down quite a long way, but I'm going to cover a lot of it up, but I'd rather have it there to cover up than find that I'm short. And actually, once you kind of work out how to make this card, not difficult. So that's my sky. Now, I generally just rub my brush on paper, and then I've got a microfiber cloth that I then wipe it on. And because I keep them all for the same basic colours, they're fine. I have just got myself some more, and actually my upline sent me some for my 5th anniversary. My 5th anniversary! Just saying, I've just turned 5. So yes, I've got lots of brushes that I can use now, which is great because I love them. They were they are now out of stock, and not because of me, honest. Right, so let's have a look at the dies and the stamps. Let me just make sure I don't lose my window sheet, because being see-through, it's quite difficult to see. Right, so there's a fence, there's a sun, there are these two which I was thinking of as clouds, but by all accounts you can use them as hillocks, a flag, a hat and a balloon, and then a die for each of the 3 sheep, and then the hat die cuts that, and then you've got You're Amazing, so glad it's your birthday, and then 3 sheep, and then there's this little bit of grass. So those are what you get. I've already stamped and die cut the sheep, haven't coloured them, and I've already die cut the fence just to save time. And thank you, Karen. And also I've die cut the window sheet. The main reason for die cutting the window sheet in advance is you do have to run it through your stamping cut and emboss a few times in order to get it to cut, but it's fine. Just run it through. I mean, I did about, I don't know, 6 times, because it is quite difficult to get through the plastic, but it was fine. So I also have somewhere buried, I had a piece of, there it is, granny apple green. Now it may not, oh no, it is okay. So this I'm going to stick my fence to. It's the same width as my mat, and I'm just going to stick the fence to that, and I'm going to not put adhesive on the top of the fence posts, because those are going to stick out on top. The colouring of the sheep is incredibly simple if you follow my idea for how to colour them. I'm not going to be doing, you know, intricate. These are clearly cartoon sheep, so I'm treating them as such. So, oh, okay, that's fine. I had it the other way up last time, but it's fine. It can go this way up this time instead. It's fine. I hadn't registered that there was that bit sticking out. It's actually quite useful that there is that bit sticking out, because you could actually make a 3D sheep pen and use those as the tabs. I've got an idea. Gonna have to use it. Right, okay, I will be using tape runner. That's what I was going to say for everything else. So we will pop those together in a moment, but let's start with the colouring. You need to do the black sheep as well. You need 3 combos. So I'm going to have one of them as a black sheep, so I'll pop that to one side, and then these are all going to be white. Now it's typical, having just put in a large order, my ivory is running out, so I've had it point down, because I need to get another skin tone combo. Oh, and I've just realised I've coloured over its eye. That's fine, I can get my colour lifter out. So I think the ivory is a really nice colour for a sheep's face. I mean, we have lots of sheep around us, and they're specific breeds, so they're special breeds, and they have all sorts of different coloured faces. Some of them are more white, and some of them are more kind of pinky brown, and so this works really well as a face colour for them. Right, so I need to get my colour lifter out just so that that one doesn't look like it's got a bloodshot eye. That will fade back. And this is where I always say it's a colour lifter, not a colour pusher backer, rather, because that's actually pushing the colour back. Thank you, Margaret. Coffee. I'm going to need coffee today after the night I have had, only because it was late. Right, so I'm going to colour my black sheep first. Cut my fingernails, can't pick anything up. So I'm going to use the bronze to colour the face and ear of my black sheep. And actually the black sheep round us are more brown. Just saying, rather than black. They're kind of like early espresso brown. So that's that one. And then I don't actually need the dark, which is the really black. I just need the light black. and all I'm going to do is scribble, and I do mean scribble, onto the shaded bits, the kind of fluffy bits. I mean, this is, you know, really quite basic colouring, but because they are cartoon sheep rather than realistic, you can do basic colouring with them. Oh yeah, absolutely, Audrey. I mean, the rare breed sheep they've got some amazing colours, and they do literally come in every possible shade of black, brown and white. Dark smoky slate. So basically anything that is currently white, other than its eye, is going to be dark smoky slate. And I'm just going to colour over the whole thing. So what I tend to do is do the small areas with the bullet tip, and then I'll come in with the brush tip for the larger areas, just because there's a bit more control with the bullet tip. Oh, exciting things. Thank you, Barbara. Yes, anyone who is watching, if you enjoy these videos, I know they are a bit of a corner of a crazy world, but if you enjoy the videos, do please give it a thumbs up. It makes a huge difference, and if you don't already subscribe, that would also make a difference. So yes, exciting news in my household. I'm test driving an electric car tomorrow. Oh, I nearly thought about a Tesla because they've got amazing range, and then I saw the VW ID3, which is about £10,000 less, and has not dissimilar range. It's not as good as the Tesla 3, but you know, £10,000 is £10,000, and you can get one that is within the government grant level, because we get a grant in the UK for pure electric vehicles that are retail price under £35,000, and this one is. So that's my black sheep. And then for my white sheep, really simple. I'm not even going to colour them fully. They are going to be white. So I've got the light smoky slate. So I'm doing hooves and shadows with the white. So it's going to be really strange. Hello, Jenny. It's going to be really strange driving an electric vehicle, not least of all because I drive a manual. I am a bit of a petrol head. I love my cars. I've had some lovely cars over the years. I used to, back in the days when I worked at an insurance broker's, not in the City of London, it's before then, I had a round trip to work of something like 100 miles each day, and most of it was motorway driving, so I had some lovely cars because it was kind of worth it. Drop heads I particularly liked. I had a Mazda MX-5. Oh, it was wonderful. If they ever bring out an electric Mazda MX-5, I will be at the front of the queue. But yeah, so electric vehicle test drive tomorrow, and as I say, I normally drive a manual car, so driving an all electric means it's automatic. So it's going to be quite interesting. But anyway, and we've got a dealer really close to where we live, so that's even easier. Right, so I've got my window sheet, and when you die cut it, you do get these kind of triangle shapes, which means it's really easy to work out where you need to put your sheep. What I would say is try and keep them within the edge, which you can do. You know, it does work. That's basically what I've done here. I've got them right on the edge. To stick them on, I've been using Seal Plus, and that works really quite well. I love that, Jenny. How are you? Alive. I think that is brilliant. I know that feeling. So yes, be reasonably generous with your Seal Plus. Just make sure that if you've done what I've done, which is have a couple of the little bits sticking out, just flip them in. So now I find it easier to do this up because I can see the triangles better. So I want it to be within its triangle, but as far down as possible. So that should be about right. So I've just got the adhesive there. I mean, it's a really good strong adhesive, so it works really quite well. So let's add some more to these, or some to these. Got a bit of green there. Put a bit more there. And again, I'm going to pick up because I do find it that little bit easier with it up. There we go. And then the last one. Oh no! I'm so sorry, Jenny. Oh. No! What an awful... Hence you're still alive, I understand that. So Pam's driven an automatic and would never go back to a manual. I'm going to miss gears. I really like changing through gears. Karen has driven an electric car before and she said the hardest thing is knowing when it's moving or when it's going because it's so quiet. They do now have to play a noise, which you can't really hear from the inside, I'm told, but they do have to play a noise so that pedestrians know that they're there. Jenny, I'm so sorry. Jenny, could you do me a favour? Could you drop me an email, liz.yuille@artlover.com, and let me have your postal address? I know you're, not close to me, but I would love to send you a bit of happy mail, because that's crap, frankly. Yeah, as you say, hence you're alive. Oh, one of our cats, our boy, had wasn't renal failure as such. It was he got bladder stones, so he has to have a specific diet, which he doesn't enjoy much. But yeah, horrid. But yes, I would really like to send you some happy mail. Right, so this is the time where you need to adjust, or you may not need to adjust where your thing goes. But what I'm going to do first is I'm going to spike my... That's a little bit high. I'm going to just pierce through using my take your pick. And a brad. And I'm just going to use a small-headed brad. Now I'm going to use black because I think I'm going to use black less often than white, but obviously it doesn't matter. And I'm going to use one with a round head because you don't want too much bulk. Ooh! Gravel, that's a good description. Now I'm very picky with my brad, so I've got a pair of tweezers, and I'm going to push the brad so that the bits sticking down are right into the head of the brad, because it then sits flatter. Split pins, another word for them. Either is fine, but we use brads. And again, I'm going to just flatten that. You want to keep this as bulk free as possible, because then it helps with it spinning. So, do I want to cut anything off? Possibly I do. I want to get rid of that hair. Oh well, hey ho. This is the moment where you can do some adjustments. So what you want to do is just have a look and see. It's a bit stiff because obviously I'm holding the bottom of it, and we're going to put this on dimensionals. So I actually want mine to be about there. So I'm going to mark on the back where I'm going to cut it off. So that bit is going to come off because we don't need it. So you can do a little bit of adjustment, which means I am not going to be putting dimensions for this bit. I'll put a rough dimension, but not a huge amount on the website. Which I might actually get round to updating my website so that all of my videos are linked. So that's where it's going to go. First thing we need to do is to add quite a few dimensionals, which would be so much easier if I could find my... There they are, white dimensionals. So what I've done is I've been adding the bottom ones to the background. And as I say, you want to be quite generous because this is going to be pretty much the only thing holding it together. And you want them to be a reasonable distance away from the mechanism because you don't want the mechanism to get caught up in your dimensionals. And then this bit is only going to have a very, very, very small bit of dimensional. And I've used a bit of the side of the mini dimensionals because they're nice and thick. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick this... Ooh, wrong scissors. Let's use the sticky scissors. I'm going to stick this to the back of my green. So, and I want it as close to the edge as I can get it. So that's one bit. So I'm just trying to read the comments as well. Our boy, who is the one that's had bladder stones, we think he's got a sensitive, as in a shy bladder. He's very particular about not having people watch him do his business. And last evening when I was cleaning out the litter tray, he went completely mental, rushing around like a complete loon while I was sorting it out. Because he actually needed to use the litter tray. And he was bowling himself around the house. I mean, throwing himself all over the place. It was really quite scary, actually. Right, so you want this to be straight and without... What? Why do I haven't cuddled him this morning in this shirt. Why have I got cat fur coming off? Right, so at this point we need to just make sure before we go for broke that we're not interfering with the mechanism, and we're not. So we do still have the opportunity to twirl our mechanism. Yeah, right, and then to cover up the feet going upside down, we've just got our little standy-uppy sheep, which I'm going to put on with just ordinary seal because I have the choice. Obviously you can use Seal Plus if you've only got Seal Plus. But I would highly recommend using Seal Plus for attaching your sheep to your window sheet. Sheep and sheet, not easy. Pet confetti. Yes. That's one word for it. Right, so I've got the You're Amazing stamp and a bit of scrap paper and stamp that down. And this is just an offcut from cutting mats, and I couldn't even tell you what size the mats were. and it's about an inch. About an inch? No, about just over 3/4 of an inch. About 2 centimetres, slightly under 2 centimetres. And I'm just going to cut it by hand because it's easy enough to do that. And then just pop those on and we're finished. I know, it's amazing. Well, we're not actually because it's not on a card base yet, but you know, we're basically finished. You're amazing. Right, so card base, just a piece of thick basic white. Still can't get my head around what's whisper and what's basic. And that just sticks on there. Although I think actually this is whisper white and this is basic white. I think I've still got some thick whisper white left. It's a slightly creamier white than the basic white. I do actually like the basic white better, both as a surface and as a colour. Now I'm being more generous than I would normally be with sticking a mat to the front of my card because it's going to be yanked quite a lot. And I'm also going to put some adhesive around the brad. I'm not going to put it over the brad because the brad might move. It shouldn't, but it might. Trying to send a funny. Trying to send a funny. What, an emoji funny? Possibly. I don't actually see the emojis when I'm live. I need to start. There's a different streaming platform that I need to have a play with, which means you can stream in Facebook and YouTube at the same time. It's a paid-for platform, which what I use at the moment isn't. So there we go. Thank you, Jen Morgano, Morgano, also known as Cardnmum. So Cardnmum. So just such fun. Isn't this just such a brilliant idea? Now I was going to add clouds, but I decided in vellum, but I decided it wasn't necessary, and then you don't have to worry about how you're going to stick them down. Oh, what happened at the... Right. Okay, I'm with you, Jenny. But anyway, so yes. So you can count your sheep. And I just thought it was quite fun to have a black sheep as one of them. So there we are. Those are our card today. So really fun. 2 sale-a-bration items, I know. But why not? You know, we're in the run-up to Christmas. We all need that Christmas product. So why not get free stuff at the same time? If you suck up on Christmas now, you get the free stuff. If you wait until October, you don't. Go figure. Get the free stuff. So, thank you very much. If you've enjoyed it, please give me a thumbs up. I will do the whole, let's go face on, a little webcam. So yes, if you've enjoyed it, please do give it a thumbs up. If you don't already subscribe, you can subscribe in the bottom right hand corner of the screen. When he went back in his box. Ooh. They do that, Jenny. You can guarantee they're going to piddle where you don't want them to. I have to say my best memory of taking cats to the vets is when they didn't piddle so much as something else in their box in the car, which was pretty ripe, I have to say. Actually, I didn't have to say. But anyway, so these are the cards. So if you've had fun today, please give me a thumbs up. Do subscribe. If you're in the UK or Europe, if you need any of the products, then please think about shopping with me. If you're thinking about signing up and getting, I kid you not, a free bundle, some of which are worth UK figures over £55. I mean, really? So, yes, great time to join, shop, whichever. Thank you very much indeed. I will remember to put up my thank you for watching. Jenny, I hope everything goes well. As I say, please do send me an email with your postal address, and I can get some happy mail to you. Always happy to do that. So yes, have a great day, evening, night, morning, whichever is appropriate for your part of the world. And I'll see you again soon. Thursday, 3 p.m. UK time.